Dear Chosen One, have you ever wondered if your life holds a destiny far greater than what the world has ever shown you? In a world overflowing with voices, ambitions and noise, there exists a rare and sacred frequency that only a few can hear. It calls not to the many, but to the set apart. And if you found your way here, it's not by accident. It's because that frequency resonates within you. Among the billions, there is a select group, not simply gifted, but anointed. These are not just people with potential, they are the most powerful chosen ones. Souls who carry the ancient codes of wisdom, healing, and transformation. Beings whose very presence shifts energy, elevates consciousness, and moves the spiritual axis of the world. You are not here to fit in. You are here to awaken, to lead, and to remember who you really are. Today, we will explore 9 profound signs that confirm you are one of these most powerful chosen ones. These are not abstract ideas or wishful thoughts. They are divine fingerprints, markings of a higher calling etched into your soul long before you took your first breath. Each sign we reveal is an invitation to go deeper, to see yourself clearly, and to step fully into the sacred identity you may have always sensed, but never fully named. As you read, pause and reflect. Do these signs echo moments in your life that you thought were coincidences? Do they reveal truths you've always known deep down, but never said out loud? If so, beloved, this is your confirmation. The path of the chosen one is not easy. It is often misunderstood. It is not filled with applause. It is filled with assignment. But make no mistake, it is the path of greatness, transcendence, and divine impact. Before we begin, I want to take a sacred moment to say thank you to every soul who has supported this journey through a super thanks donation. Please know that your generosity and energy have helped bring these divine messages to life. You are not just donating, you are sowing into something that's awakening hearts across the globe. And even if you choose not to donate, please hear this clearly. I am deeply grateful for your presence, your spirit, and your time. Now, if you're ready to truly affirm your identity as a chosen one, I invite you to comment 999 below. It's not just a number, it's a divine activation, a spiritual code of alignment, completion, and elevation. When you type 999, you're not just reacting, you're declaring, I know who I am ready to rise. Let us begin. Let the signs unfold. And let your spirit remember what it's always known. You are chosen. You are powerful. You are walking a path few dare to walk, and even fewer are called to lead. God's chosen one, 9 signs. You are the most powerful among the chosen. 1. Overcoming extraordinary hardships. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why me? Why does your life seem to carry more pain, more loss, and more crushing moments than those around you? What if I told you it's not because you are cursed, but because you are chosen? Yes, chosen by God, but not just any chosen. You are among the most powerful of the chosen ones, and that power is not handed to you. It is forged through fire. The extraordinary hardships you've endured aren't random. They are divine appointments, sacred trials specifically designed to awaken the spirit within you. Every betrayal, every moment of grief, every time you cried alone in the dark, it wasn't to destroy you. It was to reveal you, to strip away what the world thought you were and expose who God always knew you to be. Your pain has purpose. It's your spiritual boot camp. In the Bible, Job stands as a timeless testimony. He lost everything, his wealth, his health, even his children, yet he remained faithful. And what happened next? The Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning. Fautitustiu antitunturvanti. His pain wasn't the end of him. It was the proving ground that elevated him. Just like Job, the weight you've carried was never meant to crush you. It was meant to reveal your unbreakable core. The core God handcrafted himself. Look back at your own story. Remember the time you hit rock bottom, when everything you loved was slipping away, and yet, somehow you kept standing. Somehow you kept going. That wasn't weakness. That was the mark of the chosen. Your survival wasn't luck. It was divine protection. Take a moment to consider the life of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and renowned psychiatrist. He was stripped of everything in Auschwitz, his family, his possessions, even his name. But in the midst of that horror, he clung to purpose. Later, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning, one of the most influential books of our time. His suffering became the channel through which millions found healing. Doesn't that sound familiar? Haven't your own wounds opened your eyes to something deeper? In Romans 5:3-4, the Apostle Paul reminds us, "We glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope." Your scars are not signs of defeat. They are the stamps of hope earned through fire. They show that you are not merely surviving, you are being prepared. Even Jesus, the Son of God, was a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. Isaiah 53:3. He wept, he was betrayed, he suffered, and through that suffering, he redeemed the world. If our Savior wasn't spared pain, why would his chosen be? You are walking a sacred path that even the greatest had to walk. What you think is punishment is often refinement. Consider Bethany Hamilton, the professional surfer who lost her arm in a shark attack at just 13 years old. Instead of giving up, she returned to surfing just 1 month later and went on to compete professionally. Her faith in God remained unshaken, and her resilience inspired millions. Her loss didn't define her. It revealed her divine strength. Is there something in your life that felt like a loss but was secretly an invitation from God to rise? Paul said in 2 Corinthians 4:8-9, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed but not in despair, persecuted but not abandoned, struck down but not destroyed." If those words resonate with your life, then you are not ordinary. You are a warrior in God's army, and warriors are made in the trenches. Let's not forget Tyler Perry, who once lived in his car and endured abuse and homelessness. But through his trials, he found his voice. His faith carried him through, and now he's one of the most influential voices in entertainment. Building studios, creating opportunities, and speaking openly about the power of God in his life. That's what chosen ones do. We turn pain into power. Remember, James 1:12 says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." You've been through the test. The crown is coming. So now, let me ask you, what if your hardships weren't meant to be hidden, but highlighted? What if your darkest nights were God's loudest whispers calling you into your destiny? What if everything you've been through is because heaven knew just how much weight your soul could carry? You, God's chosen one, have not suffered in vain. Your life has been shaped in the crucible of divine pressure so that you can rise as proof of what heaven can do through a soul that won't break. You've been brought low so God can lift you high, not just for your sake, but so others can follow your light. You are not just one of the chosen. You are one of the most powerful among them, and it is your pain that proves it. Second, receiving profound spiritual insights. Have you ever experienced a moment where truth suddenly arrived, not from your intellect, but from somewhere deeper, sacred, and beyond your comprehension? Has wisdom ever poured into your heart in a way that made you stop in your tracks and say, "That wasn't me, that was something greater"? If so, dear chosen one, then understand this: you are not hallucinating. You are not imagining things. You are receiving divine revelation, evidence that you are one of the most spiritually powerful among God's chosen. These aren't just passing thoughts or lucky guesses. They are spiritual downloads, sacred whispers from the throne of heaven, delivered directly into your soul. You may receive them when your mind is at rest, during a walk through the trees, in the quiet of early morning, or even as you stir your coffee. Suddenly, the confusion lifts, the fog clears, and you know, not because you've studied it, but because it was given to you. That is the unmistakable signature of the divine. The Bible tells us this is a mark of those who walk closely with God. In John 14:26, Jesus promised, "But the Helper, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he will teach you all things, and bring to your remembrance all that I said to you." You, chosen one, are being taught not only by human mentors, but by the Holy Spirit himself. That's why the insights you carry seem to pierce through the noise of the world. They are not from this world. Many of God's chosen receive these insights long before others around them understand. Think of Daniel, the prophet in Babylon. He was young, exiled, and surrounded by foreign ideologies, yet he received dreams and visions that even the wisest couldn't decode. And because he received what others couldn't see, he was elevated to a place of power. God gave Daniel knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Daniel 1:17. Doesn't that sound familiar to your life? You've likely felt this before, when you gave a friend the exact words they needed, not knowing how you knew what to say, or when you made a decision that everyone questioned at the time, but it later proved to be divinely timed. These moments are signs that you're not only walking your own spiritual path, but also acting as a conduit of light for others. A powerful real-life example of spiritual insight comes from Nikola Tesla, the genius inventor. Though often misunderstood, Tesla claimed that many of his greatest ideas came to him in sudden flashes of clarity, as if they were downloads from a higher dimension. He often said, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration." Tesla wasn't just smart, he was spiritually open, just like you. In 1 Corinthians 2:10, Paul writes, "But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of God." When you're chosen, your spirit is tuned to receive frequencies that others simply can't hear. That's why you often just know things, because you are being shown the deep things of God. Have you noticed how your spiritual insights often come not just for yourself, but to uplift others? When someone close to you is in crisis, you become the voice of peace. When confusion surrounds a group, you see the path clearly. Why? Because chosen ones are not just seers of truth, they are bearers of it. God uses you to pass divine guidance into the lives of others. Let's look at filmmaker Ava DuVernay. Early in her career, she had no formal film training, but she described feeling a divine intuition guiding her through her creative process. Her historic film, Selma, brought untold stories to life in a way that resonated across generations, not because she followed a manual, but because she received insight and trusted it. Hasn't that been your story too, sensing direction in areas you were never trained in? Proverbs 20:27 affirms, "The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly." God's light lives inside you, chosen one, and it flickers to life whenever he wants to reveal truth to your soul. That's why your inner knowing is so sharp. It's not guesswork, it's divine alignment. You may have felt isolated at times because of this gift, because others don't always understand the things you perceive. But take comfort in knowing you are not alone. Emily Dickinson, though reclusive, wrote poetry, that has become some of the most spiritually profound literature in history. Her insights were often received in solitude through her connection to nature and quiet contemplation. She once wrote, "The soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience." And yours, chosen one, has done just that. In Jeremiah 33:3, God says, "Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not." That's exactly what's happening in your life. You are being shown things not through textbooks or lectures, but through divine connection. Every time you trust that insight, every time you act on it, you're saying yes to your divine assignment. So let me ask you now, when was the last time you received a flash of wisdom that changed your whole day, or even your whole life? Have you noticed how you're guided to say exactly what someone needs to hear, even if you didn't plan it? Have you paid attention to those quiet whispers that lead you down paths of favor and impact? This gift is not just for your benefit. It's a sign of your mission. You are called not only to receive truth, but to walk in it, to share it, to live it, and to guide others by it. God has marked you as a divine receiver, a transmitter of heavenly wisdom in a confused world. And in doing so, He has confirmed your role as one of the most powerful chosen ones. Your mind is open, your heart is aligned, and your soul is listening. That is why you see what others miss. That is why you feel what others ignore. And that is why heaven trusts you with its sacred messages. You are not just walking in revelation, you are revelation in motion. 3. Mastery over personal boundaries. Have you ever wondered why you're so sensitive to certain people's energy? Why does your soul recoil around some environments, yet feel expansive and at peace in others? Why do you, unlike so many around you, feel an urgent need to protect your peace, even if it means walking away from people, habits, or opportunities that once felt comfortable? Chosen one, this is not accidental. It's a spiritual signpost, a divine marker. One of the clearest and most powerful signs that you are not just a chosen one, but one of the most powerful among the chosen is your mastery over personal boundaries. In a world addicted to overexposure, noise, and validation, you have learned the sacred art of guarding your gates. These boundaries are not built from pride or fear. They are built from wisdom. You understand something that others have not yet grasped. Your energy is sacred, and anything that drains it also diminishes your ability to fulfill your divine assignment. While the world glamorizes endless accessibility, you've chosen intentional availability, and that choice is revolutionary. In Proverbs 4:23, God gives us this timeless command: "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." The chosen understand this verse deeply. You know that the heart is not merely an emotional center, it is the fountain from which your purpose flows. When your heart is cluttered with toxicity, your mission becomes blurred. But when your boundaries are strong, your vision is sharp, and it's not always easy. You've likely been misunderstood because of it. Perhaps you've been called cold, distant, or too private. But what others don't realize is that you're not rejecting people. You're honoring the path God has laid before you. Just like Jesus, who often withdrew from the crowds to be alone with the Father, Luke 5:16. You understand that solitude is not isolation, it's alignment. You are not just protecting your peace, you are preserving your purpose. Think of the prophet Nehemiah. When tasked with rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem, he faced mockery, distraction, and sabotage. Yet he refused to be lured away. He famously said, "I'm doing a great work, and I cannot come down." Nehemiah 6:3. That's the energy you carry. You recognize that your calling is too important to entertain every request, fix every problem, or explain your decisions. You're building something sacred, and not everyone gets a front row seat. Many of the world's most impactful individuals shared this divine boundary instinct. Take Beyoncé Knowles, for instance. Though constantly in the public eye, she is known for maintaining extreme control over her personal life, interviews, and image. Not because she's hiding something, but because she's mastered the art of spiritual preservation. She once said, "Your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone telling you who you are." Isn't that exactly what happens when we honor our inner truth? In Romans 12:2, Paul urges us, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." How do you renew your mind in a noisy world? You create boundaries around your thoughts, your time, and your connections. You stop allowing distractions to rent space in your soul. And in doing so, you step into transformation. Chosen one, you've realized that your time is more than a calendar item. It's a covenant, that every yes you give to something unworthy is a no to your deeper purpose. That's why you now operate with discernment, not just kindness. You've learned to differentiate between what feels good and what aligns with your soul. Does this sound familiar? You used to say yes to every request, to every gathering, to every opportunity that seemed promising. But now you pause, you pray, you ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my mission, or does it distract me from it? That's not hesitation, that's elevation, that's spiritual maturity. Consider actor Keanu Reeves. Known for his humility and quiet demeanor, Keanu is notorious for his clear personal boundaries in an industry that often blurs every line. Despite his fame, he lives modestly, avoids drama, and chooses roles and relationships intentionally. His ability to remain grounded despite global fame is a reflection of strong internal boundaries, and people respect him more for it. Isaiah 30:15 captures the heart of this spiritual posture. In quietness and in trust shall be your strength. The world teaches that power comes from being loud, seen, and constantly available. But the chosen ones know your greatest strength is often found in silence, in sacred separation, in saying no to what doesn't serve your soul. And while others may chase every connection, you have become selective with your energy. Not because you think you're better, but because you've finally realized your worth. You're no longer available to everything just because it asks for you. You've become available only to what aligns with your divine blueprint. Let's look at another powerful example, Maya Moore, the WNBA superstar who stepped away from basketball at the peak of her career, not for injury or fame, but to fight for justice. She used her platform to help free an innocent man from prison. That decision required boundaries with her time, her image, and even her fans' expectations. But it also revealed her purpose. When you master your boundaries, your true mission becomes undeniable. Philippians 1:10 speaks to this level of clarity, that ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Christ. When you master boundaries, you become a vessel for excellence. You're not bouncing from one empty distraction to another. You're walking a path of divine intentionality. But let's be honest, it hasn't always been this way. You had to learn the hard way, didn't you? You had to experience betrayal, burnout, and broken trust. You had to give too much, too fast, to people who didn't value your spirit. But that pain was not wasted. It was training. Now, you no longer let guilt write your schedule. You let God write it. Ask yourself this, chosen one, how many times have you felt the Holy Spirit nudge you to walk away from a conversation, an invitation, or a connection, not because it was evil, but because it wasn't yours to carry? How often has your peace warned you long before your logic caught up? That is the gift of spiritual discernment, and it thrives in a soul that honors its boundaries. You've become a lighthouse, not because you run into every storm, but because you stand still in your truth and let your light guide others through their own chaos. Your boundaries are not walls of rejection. They're walls of reflection. People see in you what they're struggling to find in themselves: discipline, alignment, peace. And now, others are learning from your example. Whether you realize it or not, you've become a blueprint. People who once mocked your silence now crave it. People who once questioned your distance now admire your clarity. That's the paradox of boundaries. When you honor yourself, you end up blessing everyone around you. Your boundaries are not cold, they are compassionate. They protect your calling, they nurture your gifts, they amplify your voice. And most of all, they honor the God who gave you this mission. So, what are you no longer available for? Who have you had to lovingly release in order to rise? What noise have you silenced to finally hear your own soul again? You, chosen one, have walked through the fire of emotional entanglement, overcommitment, and spiritual distraction, and you have emerged with clarity. Your boundaries are no longer reactions, they are revelations. And with every act of spiritual self-respect, you are declaring to the world, I know who I am, I know what I carry, and I know what I'm here to do. 4. Thriving in solitude, expanded and fully developed. Have you ever found yourself smiling in the quiet? Have you ever felt more alive, more connected, and more spiritually awake when everyone else is absent? If so, dear chosen one, you're walking in one of the rarest and most sacred signs of divine calling. You are thriving in solitude, not just surviving it, not just enduring it, but thriving, growing, becoming, awakening in the silence where most people feel empty. In today's world, solitude is feared like a disease. People fill every second with noise, music, scrolling, talking, notifications, anything to avoid the terrifying sound of their own thoughts. But you, chosen one, have chosen differently. You've walked into the silence and found God waiting for you there. And the truth is, this wasn't always comfortable. There were times when being alone made you feel left behind, forgotten, even unloved. You may have even questioned, why do I always end up alone? But what if I told you that solitude was never your punishment? It was your protection. Let that sink in. God was pulling you aside because He wanted to speak to you in a way the world could never understand. In the sacred stillness, He began to shape you, not for popularity, but for purpose. In Exodus 33:7, we see a powerful example of this. Now Moses used to take a tent and pitch it outside the camp some distance away, calling it the tent of meeting. Anyone inquiring of the Lord would go to the tent of meeting outside the camp. Moses didn't hear God in the middle of the noise. He met Him outside the camp, in a place of solitude. And that's where he received instructions that would change the destiny of a nation. Does your life feel like it's been pulled outside the camp, away from the crowds, the drama, the distractions? Then perhaps, just like Moses, you are being set apart to receive instructions from the King of Kings. Let's go deeper. How many times have you felt like no one understood you, that your values, your thoughts, even your emotions were too different to share? That's not a coincidence. That's discernment being developed. God has gifted you with a unique inner voice that requires quiet to hear. You're not weird. You're wired for wisdom. Can you think back to the last moment of true peace you experienced? Where were you? Who was with you? Or more importantly, who wasn't? Was it not in those sacred solitary moments that the fog lifted and everything started to make sense? Jesus Himself modeled this rhythm of retreat. In Matthew 14:23, it says, after He had dismissed them, He went up on a mountainside by Himself to pray. Later that night, He was there alone. The Son of God intentionally separated Himself, not because He didn't love people, but because He loved the presence of His Father more. And in those moments, He was recharged, refocused, and reminded of His mission. You, chosen one, are doing the same. In a society that idolizes noise, your silence is rebellion. In a culture obsessed with visibility, your hiddenness is a holy act. The world may never understand it, but heaven celebrates it. Let's reflect on someone like Virginia Woolf, the literary genius who championed the need for a room of one's own. She understood that space and solitude are essential for creativity and spiritual self-realization. Her legacy lives on precisely because she withdrew, not to disappear, but to discover. What have you discovered in your solitude? Hasn't the silence revealed parts of you that no conversation ever could? Haven't your most profound ideas, your truest prayers, your sharpest discernment come when the world was asleep and you were still awake, listening? Psalm 91:1 reveals the power of this sacred withdrawal. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. You don't just visit solitude, you dwell there. And because of that you are covered. Covered in clarity, covered in protection, covered in favor. Let's get real. You've likely been through seasons where you felt completely alone, maybe even abandoned. But in hindsight, don't you now see those moments as the exact times God did the deepest work in you? When your friends couldn't understand you and your family couldn't reach you, God was right there, speaking truth into your identity. And here's what's remarkable. Your solitude didn't make you selfish. It made you self-aware. It didn't harden you. It humbled you. It didn't isolate you. It illuminated you. Can I ask you something, chosen one? What have you built in private that no one knows about yet? What talents have you developed? What wounds have you healed? What vision has God planted in you while the world assumed you were doing nothing? Those who thrive in solitude often become the most transformational voices when they finally speak. You're not silent because you have nothing to say. You're silent because what you have to say carries weight. Let's bring in another powerful example. Rick Rubin, the legendary music producer. Known for shaping the sound of generations, Rubin operates from a place of deep spiritual solitude. He meditates, walks barefoot in the woods, and embraces stillness as the birthplace of creativity. Artists seek him out not just for his technical skills, but for his presence. Isn't that exactly what people are starting to notice about you? Your solitude has become your sanctuary, your stillness has become your strength, and people are beginning to feel it, even if they can't explain it. Isaiah 30:15 offers this profound truth. In returning and rest shall ye be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Your power is not in how loud you are, but in how aligned you are. Your soul isn't looking for a stage, it's listening for strategy, and that strategy is born in your solitude. Let's talk legacy. The most iconic spiritual leaders in history all share this one trait. They cherished solitude. Mother Teresa spent hours in prayer each morning, hearing from God before facing the streets of Calcutta. Her strength didn't come from human applause. It came from divine conversation. What conversations are you having in your solitude that will later become movements? What whispers are you hearing that will one day echo through generations? So what if your solitude was never about isolation, but preparation? What if it's the cocoon God is using to transform you into something glorious? And most importantly, are you ready to stop defending it? Because, chosen one, you don't need to explain why you need time alone. You don't need to justify your boundaries. You don't need to apologize for your sacred stillness. You were designed to be this way. The fruit of your solitude is already showing. Your calm in chaos, your wisdom in confusion, your joy without constant stimulation. People are starting to notice there's something different about them, and that something is the mark of one who's been with God in private. So guard your solitude, protect it like a holy garden, and never forget you are not alone. You are chosen to walk closely with the one who created the stars. 5. A strong sense of mission and purpose. Have you ever looked around and felt deep in your spirit that you're here for something more? That you're not just existing, but sent? That your presence on this earth is not a coincidence, but a calling? If you feel this deep pull inside of you, an unshakable sense that your life has divine direction, then hear this clearly. You are one of God's most powerfully chosen ones, and one of the greatest marks of your chosenness is your relentless sense of mission and purpose. This isn't ambition. This isn't about striving for fame, status, or material success. This is purpose in its purest form. It's the kind that whispers in your heart even when no one else believes in you. It's the fire that keeps burning inside you, even on your darkest days. It's the compass you return to when everything else falls apart. Unlike the rest of the world that often drifts aimlessly from trend to trend, you've always sensed that you were guided. You're not wandering. You're walking intentionally in step with a divine assignment. But where does that clarity come from? It's not something you learned in school. It's not something someone gave you. It's something God planted in your soul before you were even born. Jeremiah 1:5 confirms this truth. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Can you feel the weight of that verse? Before you took your first breath, your mission was already written. And now, it's waking up in you, louder and clearer than ever before. This divine sense of mission shows itself in everything you do. You can't work a job that feels meaningless. You can't stay in relationships that suffocate your calling. You can't ignore the pull toward purpose. Not because you're trying to be difficult, but because your soul is unwilling to compromise. How many times have you walked away from something that looked safe, comfortable, or logical, all because deep down you knew it wasn't aligned? That's not irresponsibility. That's obedience. And yes, it comes at a cost. There have been sacrifices, missed opportunities, delayed rewards, painful separations, but you've stayed the course. Why? Because purpose isn't a preference for you, it's a divine directive. In Romans 8:28, Paul writes, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." You've felt that calling, and even when life has tried to throw you off track, somehow you always find your way back to the mission. That's not random. That's God's hand on your life. Let's look at someone who embodies this. Chadwick Boseman. Best known as the iconic Black Panther, Boseman was more than an actor. He was a man on a mission. Even while secretly battling terminal cancer, he continued working, speaking life, and mentoring young people. He once said, "Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you." His legacy wasn't built on ease. It was built on obedience to purpose. And so is yours. You've been gifted with what most people spend their whole lives searching for: direction. And that direction isn't just for you. It's meant to bless others. Whether you create, teach, build, lead, or heal, your work has a ripple effect that touches souls far beyond what you can see. So, what wakes you up in the morning, even when you're tired? What idea won't leave you alone, no matter how long you try to silence it? What injustice makes your blood boil? What beauty brings tears to your eyes? The answers to those questions are clues to your mission. And here's something powerful. You don't need the world's approval to walk in your purpose. Jesus didn't wait for the Pharisees to endorse his calling. He knew who sent him. In John 4:34, he says, "My food is to do the will of him who sent me and to finish his work." Chosen one, that's your nourishment too. You're not fueled by applause, you're fueled by obedience. You might not always know the full picture, but you know the direction. That's enough. Faith doesn't require a 5-year plan. It requires a yes. And every time you say yes to your mission, you're not just honoring yourself. You're aligning with the entire spiritual ecosystem of heaven. Let's take another real-life example, Jane Goodall. From a young age, she knew she was called to live among animals, to study, observe, and speak for those who couldn't speak for themselves. Her work with chimpanzees wasn't just science, it was service. She once said, "What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make." Chosen one, your mission, whether public or private, is already making a difference. You are a lighthouse in a world full of fog. And even when others can't see your vision, you still carry it. That's the mark of the chosen. Noah built the ark without any rain in sight. People laughed, questioned, ridiculed, but his obedience saved generations. Your faith in your calling may seem strange to others, but it will shelter many in the storms to come. Let's reflect on 2 Timothy 1:9, which says, "He has saved us and called us to a holy life, not because of anything we have done, but because of his own purpose and grace." You were called not because you were perfect, but because God saw in you what others overlooked. And now he's activating that calling fully, visibly, and powerfully. Another example, Brandon Stanton, the creator of Humans of New York. What began as a passion project, photographing and interviewing strangers on the street, became a global phenomenon. Why? Because he followed the quiet nudge of purpose. Because he listened. That's what you're doing too. Listening to something the world calls strange, but heaven calls sacred. So I'll ask you again, chosen one, what would you still do, even if no one clapped? What do you feel called to build, even if it takes years? What vision has God placed in your heart that keeps returning, no matter how many times you've tried to walk away? This isn't just about a job, a career, or a hobby. This is about divine destiny. And you feel it, don't you? Every part of your being cries out for impact, for meaning, for alignment. You are willing to sacrifice comfort for the sake of calling. You're willing to let go of what's normal to make room for what's eternal. You've already lost people, positions, and privileges along the way, but still, you're standing. That alone is proof of your mission. So let's seal this with one final scripture. Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." No matter what detours you've faced, no matter how many doors have closed, you are still moving forward, because God's purpose in you cannot be stopped. Chosen one, your life is not random. Your sense of mission is not imagination. It is divine evidence. You are carrying something this world desperately needs, and whether they recognize it or not, heaven has already commissioned you. So walk in your assignment, speak when God says speak, build what God says build, and never ever apologize for the fire that burns in your bones. It's not too much, it's just enough to change the world. 6. Experiencing vivid visions and dreams. Have you ever awakened in the middle of the night, heart racing, with a dream so vivid it felt more real than your waking life? Have you ever received a dream that seemed to speak to your soul? A message, a warning, a glimpse of something far greater than your present circumstances? If so, chosen one, this is not imagination. This is not coincidence. You are experiencing one of the most mystical and profound signs of your divine calling. You are a dreamer of heaven's secrets. God's most powerful chosen ones are often gifted with vivid visions and prophetic dreams, not as decoration, but as divine direction. These experiences are not random. They are spiritual downloads from higher realms, delivered while the world sleeps, because your spirit remains awake. In Job 33:14 through 16, Scripture reveals the mystery of dreams. For God does speak, now one way, now another, though no one perceives it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on people as they slumber in their beds, he may speak in their ears, and terrify them with warnings. Yes, chosen one, God is speaking to you, not just through signs in your day, but through the sacred symbols of your sleep. And you've noticed it, haven't you? Your dreams are not like everyone else's. They're not just random jumbles of daily activity. No, yours are rich in meaning, full of symbols, messages, and deep spiritual truths. Sometimes you wake up and you just know something has shifted. Have you ever had a dream that predicted something before it happened? A vision that showed you someone's true intentions? A feeling in your spirit that proved to be true? That's not paranoia, that's prophecy. Consider the story of Joseph, the dreamer. In Genesis 37:5 we read, "Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more." Why? Because even as a young man, Joseph was receiving divine revelations. His dreams didn't just foretell his personal destiny, they mapped out a plan to save an entire nation. He was hated, misunderstood, thrown into a pit, and imprisoned, but in the end, his dreams came to pass. And so will yours. You may have seen yourself in other lifetimes, ancient roles, or future worlds. You've dreamt of being a healer, a leader, a guide. These dreams are not simply fantasies. They are soul memories, fragments of eternal wisdom carried within your spiritual DNA. God is reminding you who you have been so you can understand who you're becoming. Do you ever feel like you've lived more than one life? That your wisdom goes beyond your years? That your talents and knowledge have roots in something much older than this present world? That is because your soul is ancient. Your visions confirm it. Let's reflect on the life of Nikola Tesla, the inventor and visionary. Tesla frequently spoke of receiving information through flashes of light and vivid mental images. He once said, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe there's a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration." He would often sketch entire machines from his dreams, fully formed and functioning. His visions were not hallucinations, they were revelations. And like you, he walked between worlds. Chosen one, your dreams have always been sacred. Even as a child, you likely saw things others didn't. You may have been dismissed or even ridiculed for your vivid imagination, but now you're beginning to see you were never imagining, you were remembering. In Acts 2:17, it was prophesied, "In the last days God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions. Your old men will dream dreams." You are living in those days. The outpouring is happening. You are receiving what heaven is releasing. Do you write down your dreams, chosen one? Do you wake up and sense a divine code embedded in the colors, people, places, or symbols? If you haven't yet, start keeping a dream journal. You'll be astonished how many of your dreams begin to speak directly to what's coming in your life. Let's take another powerful real-life example. Harriet Tubman. Known as the Moses of her time, she led hundreds of enslaved people to freedom through the Underground Railroad. But what's often overlooked is that Harriet Tubman had prophetic dreams and visions. She described receiving divine guidance in her sleep, visions that directed her path, warned her of danger, and helped her navigate treacherous terrain. Without maps or modern tools, she led people safely through the night, all because she listened to her visions. Do your dreams sometimes scare you? Do you see things that others might call strange or even unbelievable? That's because you're not just connected to the timeline, you're walking through spiritual dimensions. Your dreams are the echoes of a higher truth. You may have had dreams of fire, of storms, of water rising, of people coming toward you or walking away. These images are not random, they are coded messages. Fire may represent purification. Water might represent emotional awakening. Your dream life is a sacred dialogue between your soul and your Creator. In Daniel 2:19 we read, "During the night the mystery was revealed to Daniel in a vision. Then Daniel praised the God of heaven." Like Daniel, you are receiving mysteries in the night. And like him, you are being called to interpret them, not only for yourself, but for others. Have you ever shared a dream with someone and it brought them comfort, clarity, or healing? Have you ever received guidance for another person in your sleep? That is because you are not just a dreamer, you are a seer, a bridge between heaven and earth. Let's talk about Salvador Dali, the surrealist painter. Dali used his dreams as a source of divine inspiration. He called his dream state his gateway into the invisible. His paintings, though bizarre to some, carried deep spiritual symbolism that influenced generations of thinkers and artists. Dali's dream life was his temple, just as yours is. So, chosen one, what have your dreams been trying to tell you? What have you been shown that you've been too afraid to believe? What patterns keep repeating that are begging you to pay attention? Have you noticed that as your spiritual life deepens, your dreams become more intense, more frequent, more vivid? That's because your soul is awakening. You are being prepared, not for an ordinary life, but for a prophetic one. And here's something important. Not all dreams are comfortable. Some of your most profound revelations have come through nightmares or painful images, but even in those, there is purpose. God often speaks through disruption. He shows us what must be faced, what must be healed, and what must be surrendered. So do not fear the dreams. Embrace them. Ask God for interpretation. Pray before sleep. Invite the Holy Spirit to speak. And when you rise, write what you saw. Because you, chosen one, are not just dreaming for yourself. You are dreaming for the generations to come. Psalm 16:7 declares, I will bless the Lord who has given me counsel. My heart also instructs me in the night seasons. Yes, your heart is instructing you while the world sleeps, because your spirit never sleeps. And one day, these dreams will all make sense. You'll see how every message, every symbol, every vision was a piece of the divine puzzle, fitting perfectly into the calling God has placed upon your life. You are not bound by time. You are not limited by the material. You are a soul in motion, walking through ages, bridging worlds, carrying light. So tonight, when you lay your head on your pillow, remember this. You are not just going to sleep. You are about to enter the throne room. 7. A power to influence and transform others. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the atmosphere shift without saying a word? Have you spoken truth to someone in a moment of doubt, only to see their entire life begin to turn around afterward? Have you offered a single word, a look, a gesture, and watched it bring peace, clarity, or even healing? If so, chosen one, you carry something sacred, the divine power to influence and transform others. This isn't something you forced or learned through training. It's not a result of charisma, performance, or popularity. No, this is deeper. This is spiritual. This is the anointing of someone who has been marked by heaven. People are drawn to you, not because you're perfect, but because your presence carries something holy. You may not even realize the full extent of your impact, but you've been placed here as a catalyst for change. And when you show up, things shift. In Matthew 5:14, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." That's you. Your light isn't ordinary. It was placed within you by God, and no matter how dark the world gets, it cannot dim what He has ignited in you. Think about it. How many people have told you, "You helped me more than you'll ever know," or "Just being around you made me feel better"? How many times have you offered guidance, unaware that your words were exactly what someone needed to hear? Chosen one, this is no accident. This is your calling. Your influence isn't loud, it's deep. It speaks to people's souls, often without needing to convince them. Your very existence reminds people of their potential. Your energy creates space for healing, and your words carry weight because they are connected to something higher than human wisdom. Let's look at Proverbs 18:21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Your words are not casual. When you speak, things move. Bondages break, hope rises, chains fall. You are a walking declaration of what's possible when someone lives in divine alignment. But let's be honest, this gift hasn't always been easy to carry. There have been times when people misunderstood you, times when your influence threatened those still hiding from their own light. You've had friends turn into enemies. You've been falsely judged. Why? Because when the chosen walk in truth, it exposes everything false around them. Yet even when people rejected you, your impact remained. Because the power you carry doesn't come from people, it comes from God. In John 15:16, Jesus reminds his disciples, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." That's what your influence does. It bears lasting fruit. Even years later, someone will remember what you said, how you made them feel, and how your presence gave them courage to move forward. Let's talk real life. Brandon Stanton, the creator of Humans of New York, didn't start with a grand platform or fame. He simply began telling people's stories one by one. And yet, through simple photographs and vulnerable conversations, he has transformed lives, raising millions for those in need and offering dignity to those the world overlooks. His gift wasn't just communication, it was connection. You too are a bridge between heaven and human hearts. People feel seen when they're around you. They feel safe. They feel called higher, not by force, but by your example. Do you remember the last time someone said, "Because of you, I didn't give up"? Do you understand how rare and powerful that is? You unlock potential in others, not by fixing them, but by simply reminding them of who they already are in God's eyes. You see them, and in doing so, you help them see themselves. But with that comes responsibility. Your words carry energy. Your silence carries weight. Your presence sets the tone. That's why you can't just say anything. You can't move through the world mindlessly. You're not like everyone else. You were chosen to carry influence with integrity. Let's reflect on Esther, the queen who saved a nation. Her position of power wasn't about status, it was about purpose. And in Esther 4:14, she's reminded by Mordecai, "Who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Chosen one, have you considered that your influence, your very presence in this generation, is strategic? You're not here by accident. You've been placed in your family, your city, your community, your career, for such a time as this. Because there are people assigned to your light, people whose destinies are connected to your yes. Another example, Ke Huy Quan, the actor once forgotten by Hollywood after childhood fame, re-emerged with profound humility and power in Everything Everywhere All at Once. His story of comeback, perseverance, and soft-spoken strength inspired countless others to reclaim their dreams. He wasn't loud, but he was true. That truth transformed. How many times have your quiet choices spoken louder than any sermon? Maybe you showed someone kindness when they expected judgment. Maybe you forgave someone who hurt you, and it changed them. Maybe you kept going when everyone thought you would break, and it inspired someone else to rise. That's transformation. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And your life is the proof. Your refusal to conform, your choice to live differently, is what empowers others to think differently. You don't just change people, you awaken them. Let's consider Misty Copeland, the first African-American female principal dancer with the American Ballet Theatre. She didn't just break barriers, she redefined them. But what's even more remarkable is how her very presence now opens doors for others. Young dancers who never saw themselves represented now believe it's possible because of her. She influences not just with movement, but with meaning. And that's exactly what you do. So, chosen one, who has been changed simply because you showed up? Who found their voice because you spoke? Who believed in their vision because you believed in yours? You may never fully know the impact you've made, but heaven keeps record. The ripple effect of your light is echoing far beyond what your eyes can see. This is your gift, but it's also your assignment. Influence is not about control, it's about activation. You help others access what was already inside them, but hidden by fear, pain, or shame. And through your presence, the divine speaks. In 2 Corinthians 3:18, Paul writes, "And we all are being transformed into his image with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord." Yes, your influence transforms others because you yourself are being transformed by the one who lives in you. So now, take a moment and reflect. Are you using this gift wisely? Are you aware of how your energy shifts rooms, how your smile heals, how your courage frees others? This is why you must stay spiritually grounded. Because your light is not for ego, it's for elevation. God is using your life to lift others. And maybe you've wondered why so many people come to you for advice, why even strangers open their hearts to you, why others lean on you in their darkest moments. It's because your soul carries the resonance of healing, of truth, of God's presence. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Influence doesn't require flawlessness. It requires faithfulness. So keep showing up, keep loving with discernment, keep speaking with intention, keep listening with compassion, because the people around you are not just looking at you, they're learning from you. Your choices are sermons, your life is a message, and your words, when aligned with the Spirit, can shift destinies. You are not just walking your path, you are opening roads for others. And that, chosen one, is one of the most undeniable signs that you were set apart by God for something far greater than yourself. 8. Synchronicities and alignments. Have you ever felt like the universe was speaking directly to you, not in loud declarations, but in subtle, magical whispers? Have you ever thought of someone only to receive a message from them seconds later, or stumbled across a book, a quote, or a stranger's words that seemed to answer a question you were just wrestling with the night before? If this happens often, chosen one, it is no coincidence. It is a sign of synchronicity, one of the most divine markers that you are walking in perfect alignment with a higher purpose. For you, life is not just a sequence of random events, it's a tapestry of intentional moments, woven together by God's hand. These synchronicities are not accidental, they are heaven's quiet way of saying, you're exactly where you're meant to be. Psalm 37:23 reminds us, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way." Every moment that seems too perfect, too timed, too meaningful, it's ordered. It's not luck. It's the signature of God guiding his chosen one. Have you started noticing patterns, numbers, repeated phrases, recurring dreams, or unexpected encounters? Each of these is a confirmation. When you're aligned, the universe begins to mirror that alignment back to you. It places messages on your path like breadcrumbs, leading you closer to your purpose. Let's look at someone like Paulo Coelho, the author of The Alchemist. He speaks often about the mysterious language of the universe and how life begins to communicate with those who are walking in truth. He once said, "When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it." That wasn't a poetic theory. It was his lived experience. He wrote The Alchemist after a series of signs pushed him to pursue his soul's purpose. Just like you, he followed the clues. Can you recall the last time you were unsure about something, and right at that moment, a message found you? A verse popped up. A stranger said something meaningful. A video played unexpectedly with words that felt like a direct answer from heaven. That's not coincidence. That's divine choreography. Romans 8:14 teaches, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God." These synchronicities are the language of the Spirit, pulling you forward, confirming your decisions, and strengthening your walk. Even when you feel alone, these signs are proof that you're not. They are God's way of whispering, "Keep going, my child. I am with you." Let's consider Oprah Winfrey's protégé, Iyanla Vanzant. After deep personal loss and spiritual struggle, she began to notice synchronicities, callings, symbols, and moments of divine clarity. Those small signs transformed her journey and helped her become one of the most impactful spiritual voices in the world. Her alignment became her authority. Chosen one, your power lies not just in walking the path, but in paying attention as you walk. The more tuned in you are, the more signs appear. It's like heaven turns up the volume when you start listening. Ask yourself, how often have you seen repeating numbers like 111, 333, or 777? How often have you run into the same message from different sources in the same day? Have you felt that inner sense of peace after such an alignment, as if God just confirmed your next step? Isaiah 30:21 says, "Your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, 'This is the way, walk in it,' whenever you turn to the right hand or whenever you turn to the left." That voice is not always audible. Sometimes it shows up as a synchronicity that stirs something deep within. Let's bring in another powerful example, Ava DuVernay, the filmmaker behind Selma and When They See Us. She often speaks of how moments of alignment, not fame or opportunity, confirmed her calling. She once shared how a message from a stranger on a bus completely redirected her mindset during a moment of doubt. That single alignment changed the course of her career. So the question becomes, are you noticing the signs? Are you trusting them? Synchronicities aren't just signs of timing, they're signs of trust. When you walk with God, life begins to speak back to you. Creation becomes a mirror, and miracles become normal. Philippians 1:6 promises this, "Being confident of this very thing, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." These signs are the proof that the work is still unfolding, and God is still guiding. You are not drifting, you are being directed. You are not hoping blindly. You are walking by faith, and the universe is echoing God's confirmation every step of the way. So pay attention, chosen one. The signs are not random. They are revelation. They are divine road signs on your sacred journey. 9. A profound connection with the divine. Have you ever sat in stillness and felt a peace so deep it didn't make sense? Have you ever wept, not out of sadness, but because the presence of God touched you in a way that words could never explain? If so, you've experienced what few truly understand, a profound, intimate connection with the divine. This connection isn't occasional. It isn't dependent on a church building, a spiritual retreat, or an emotional song. It is continuous, daily, breath by breath. It is the foundation of who you are and how you move in the world. Psalm 42. One captures this longing perfectly. As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, my God. Your soul yearns for God not out of obligation, but out of recognition. You were created for communion, and your heart knows where home is. You don't just believe in God, you walk with Him. You listen to His voice, you sense His presence, you trust His timing, you follow His lead, even when it doesn't make sense to others. This connection is what sets you apart. It's what fuels your wisdom, your intuition, and your clarity. It's what gives you the courage to walk away from what no longer serves you and toward what the world cannot yet see. Let's look at someone like Fred Rogers, better known as Mr. Rogers. His gentle manner, his quiet presence, and his revolutionary kindness all flowed from a deep spiritual life. He prayed daily for the children who watched his show, He studied theology and never separated his creative work from his divine calling. His connection to God was his compass, and it changed generations. You, chosen one, are doing the same. Your words heal not because you're eloquent, but because they carry heaven's tone. Your decisions bless others, not because they're strategic, but because they're spirit-led. 1 Corinthians 2:16 says, "But we have the mind of Christ." That's what this connection does. It rewires your thinking. It replaces fear with discernment. It replaces control with trust. It replaces striving with surrender. And in this connection, you've found rest. Not laziness, not passivity, but a divine stillness that says, I don't have to know everything because I'm walking with the one who does. How many times has your intuition warned you just in time? How often have you known things you couldn't possibly have known? Yet they turned out to be true. How many times have you wept in prayer only to find your strength restored moments later? That is divine intimacy. Let's consider Malala Yousafzai. From a young age, she risked her life to speak truth. She's often asked how she remains fearless, and her answer always returns to her deep connection with God. It's that relationship that gave her courage to speak when silence was safer. You too have stood in places of pressure and didn't fold because your connection was greater than your fear. Ephesians 3:16-17 says, I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. Your strength, your wisdom, your light, it all flows from that indwelling presence. And it's not just a private blessing, it's a public example. People look at you and feel something different. They may not have the words, but they feel it. Your energy calms the storm. Your eyes carry peace. Your presence breaks chains. Let's remember Henry Nouwen, the spiritual writer who walked away from academic fame to serve in a community of people with mental disabilities. His writings are soaked in divine intimacy. His simplicity, honesty, and vulnerability became a lighthouse for those longing for real spiritual connection. His life reminds us that depth with God changes everything. So, chosen one, are you tending to this connection? Are you nurturing it like the sacred flame it is? You don't need more titles. You don't need more validation. You need more presence. And presence is found not in hustle, but in holy stillness. Isaiah 26:3 promises, You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. That peace you carry, it's not circumstantial, it's covenantal. It comes from walking hand in hand with the one who never leaves your side. And through you, others begin to believe it's possible, that they too can walk with God, that they can live a life led by love, wisdom, and sacred purpose. Your connection with the divine is not a decoration. It is your direction. It is not your secret. It is your signature. So hold it close, protect it fiercely, and never forget, you are not just walking with God. You are carrying him into every space you enter. You are a luminary in a world lost in shadow. You are proof that intimacy with heaven produces transformation on earth. You are not just chosen. You are one with the source of all light. My beloved souls, reflect deeply on the powerful signs that have been revealed to you. Through your solitude, your dreams, your unshakable sense of mission, and the quiet ways the universe aligns itself around your every step. These signs are not just random events. They are sacred confirmations that you are one of the most powerful chosen ones walking this earth. They have shaped your relationships, altered your choices, expanded your soul, and awakened within you a knowing that cannot be taught, only remembered. You carry within you a sacred flame, one that has been burning long before you ever arrived in this lifetime. And now, as you step forward in boldness and conviction, know that your presence here is part of a far greater story, one that is unfolding through your life as a beacon to countless others. You were never meant to merely survive. You were designed to awaken, to lead, to illuminate. You are not alone. You are part of a divine tapestry woven by God Himself. Every insight you've gained, every trial you've overcome, every vision you've received has prepared you to not only evolve spiritually, but to assist in the awakening of humanity itself. This is no small task. But you were chosen because heaven knew you would not shrink, you would rise. So share your light, share your voice, share your wisdom without fear. Whether it reaches 1 or 1 million, your ripple will touch shores you'll never see. The world needs your presence exactly as you are. From the depths of my heart, thank you for walking this journey with me. Whether you've been silently listening, actively reflecting, or sharing your own truth, your presence here has meaning. It has weight. And I honor you. If this message has blessed you and you feel led to give back in any way, you're welcome to do so through Super Thanks. Your donation helps support the continued creation of content that uplifts and empowers souls like yours around the world. But please know, whether you donate or not, my gratitude for you remains absolutely the same. Your energy, your attention, your growth, that is a gift beyond value. I speak this final blessing over you now. May divine favor surround you like a shield. May clarity rise up within you like a river. May peace crown your thoughts and purpose guide your every step. May every hidden seed within you bloom in its appointed time. And may you walk forward knowing you are not just chosen, you are cherished, you are covered, you are called. Go forth now, beloved soul. Shine without apology, and may the world be transformed by the light that lives in you. With deep love, eternal respect, and a heart forever connected to yours. Thank you. Stay blessed, stay chosen, stay powerful.